You can increase your points per game in basketball without chucking 30 shots and being a ball hog. Let me show you the exact 5 things you need to do to increase your points per game fast. The first thing you need to understand is something that most players take for granted. You need an intense self-belief. If you don't have intense self-belief, you can forget about finding success in any undertaking. Let me tell you a story about a kid who joined a summer league when he was about 10 or 11 years old. It was a big league in Philadelphia, a lot of history. And that entire summer, he didn't score a single point. Not one. No free throws, no lucky layup, 0 points the whole summer. He said he was terrible, and he remembers going home crying one day because he was so upset about it. But his dad hugged him and said something that changed his life forever. He told him, listen, whether you score 0 points or 60 points, I'm gonna love you no matter what. Once he knew his dad's love wasn't tied to his performance, he thought, okay, if that's the case, then I'm going for 60. So he started thinking long term. He knew he wasn't going to catch the other kids in a week. He probably wasn't going to catch them in a year. But he knew he would catch them in time. So he put his head down and he went to work. Within about 2 years, the kid who once scored 0 points all summer became the best player in the entire state. Now, the kid in that story, in case you're wondering, was Kobe Bryant. That is the power of intense self-belief. The next piece of advice is a practical tip that you need. Play in transition. You'll be surprised how much more points you can score in games just by running the floor. Especially if you're young, most teams don't even know how to get back for transition defense. Not to mention, by running in transition, defenders might focus on you more, leaving one of your teammates open, so you can dish off to get easy assists too. A phrase to live by in basketball is arc to arc. Remind yourself constantly to get the ball from one 3-point arc to the other as fast as you can with the pass or the dribble. Don't rush, of course, but always look to push the pace, unless there's some reason why you shouldn't, like low time on the clock or something, right? But I found a ton of easy scoring opportunities just by running in transition, and I must have added at least 4 points per game to my average just by running the fast break. The next thing you need to score more points fast is you need to be heartless. When you're matched up against someone slower than you, weaker than you, or even shorter than you, you have to take advantage of that. Great scorers look for those situations all the time and attack the weakest link. Think about it like this. Imagine you're in a fight and your opponent can't defend the jab. Every time you throw it, it lands clean. Are you going to stop throwing the jab? No, of course not, right? You're going to keep jabbing until they can prove they can stop it, because that's how you win the fight. That's competition. Now, if a defender is slower than you, blow by them, and don't stop blowing by them until they prove they can stop it. If they're weaker than you, take them into the post. Same thing. Always exploit the mismatch. And here's something a lot of players forget. Sometimes the mismatch isn't always physical, right? Sometimes it's up here. A player might be faster than you, stronger than you, and able to jump higher than you, but none of that matters because they might not understand the game the same way you do. If that's the case, you can exploit them, right? So always look for the weakest link on the opposing team and go after them. Be heartless. Now there's a problem. You can't take advantage of mismatches and attack the weakest link if your practices don't prepare you for the games. So the fourth thing to increase your points per game is you need to practice game-like. Take shooting, for example, right? The next time you get a workout in, raise your intensity to match your games. Because think about it. If you catch the ball in the corner in a real game, you're not taking 5 seconds to set your feet, find the seams, and then slowly load into your shot. No. You're already in a ready position. You catch it, you get into your motion quickly, and you let that shot fly. That's exactly how you should train. The faster you can get into your shot with clean form, the more dangerous of a shooter you will become. So in your next workout, Make a real effort to train with urgency. Make it game-like, game speed, right? You want your practices to start feeling like the games because that's how they'll actually translate. One of the biggest reasons players don't perform the same in games as they do in practice is simple. Their practice isn't preparing them for game speed. So don't let that player be you. And one more thing. If you ever train alone, don't see it as a disadvantage. Be creative. If you want to simulate the pick and roll, for example, grab a chair, grab a cone, grab anything you can find and use it as a screen. If you don't have someone to guard you, right? Create handicaps for yourself, like dribbling 2 basketballs at once for added pressure. If you train game-like, it is far less likely that you'll feel overwhelmed in games, and you'll feel comfortable to score more. The last thing you need to do is critical if you want to score more fast and stand out as a player. Watch and study film. Now, if you want some help with that and you want to see what I learned after studying over 300 hours of basketball film, click this video. But as always, keep God first. Stay blessed, bro. I love y'all, man.